Oh, Duke. Oh, what did they do to you? Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take this sleeve and you're gonna want to turn that inside out. I mean, let me be 100% honest, this is like one of my favorite box arts of any game ever. It's a perfect callback to the freaking Game Boy Advance game. Anyway, I spent 40 hours with this game, so let me tell you about it.
Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town is the second remake of a PlayStation 1 game, Harvest Moon Back to Nature, a series that I have a lot of fond memories of. However, I haven't really touched a Story of Seasons game since Natsume they stole the rights to the name Harvest Moon in the West. But let me tell you, a remake of one of the best games in the series? I was looking forward to this. So in this game, you move to your grandpa's farm. You spent a summer there as a kid and had a blast. And now it is your solemn duty to do farm work. You know, whenever I explain this game to someone, it doesn't sound like fun. Chores aren't supposed to be fun. But there are so many Dobotsu no Mori games that obviously, in practice, it's very entertaining. Alright, so they made some changes. Let's start off with all the bad ones. Right from the start, the menu music seems to be the song from Harvest Moon DS, but the menu when you're filling out all your personal information is the original song, so it's alright. Whenever you enter your farm from the south, you hit the shipping bin if you don't change your trajectory, and watching TV isn't as easy as hitting the direction on the D-pad, and yeah, that's about it. Oh, that, and I don't really like the art style. I feel that the art style isn't as on point as the Game Boy Advance version. Like, I'm not really digging this chibi look. It looks a little blocky, and they don't really look like their character portraits. Oh, but character portraits, they are out of this world. Look at everyone. They look so much better than they did in the original one. Yet you can still tell who each person is just by looking at it. Oh, it is fantastic. I mean, there are a few changes. For example, Jeff, Gotts, and Zach all have changed their clothes. The only major changes are like with Carter. He changed his entire freaking skull, but Harris got a mustache. The only exception to this rule, though, is Duke. What happened here? He used to be hot, man. The very definition of a silver fox. And now?
So you're the new caretaker of this farm. I'm Duke. Nice to meet you.
What the hell are you? No!
Well, at least they went and made Basil hot, and speaking of hot, they added in a bachelor and bachelorette. Brandon, I guess he's an artist who lives with Gotts, and Jennifer. I mean, she's a total hippie, which I'm not really into, but dang. But besides that, not too much has changed. The things that have changed, however, are great. Like being able to walk through your crops. They added in llamas and 3 other types of cows. Honestly, this game is phenomenal. The only thing worth mentioning is the localization. Now, as mentioned, Natsume published the originals of these games, but then they decided to become the scum of the earth, and so Xseed localized this version. And let me tell you, looking at these games side by side felt like looking at a 4Kids dub next to a Funimation dub. You know, 4Kids making things more palatable to a Western audience, and while Funimation is being respectful to the Eastern culture it hails from. The biggest evidence is in the names. Stu is now Yu, Anne became Ran, and Mary's name is now
Marie! The baguettes! Hurry up!
I mean, I prefer Anglicized names, but I do find the respect pretty cool.
However, there is one name change that I cannot, and I will not forgive.
They changed Aaron and Aaron to Adrian and Adrian. Seriously, I loved those names. I wanted to have fraternal twins one day and name them Aaron and Aaron, and I still do. But come on, Adrian and Adrian, that's not nearly as cool. I mean, I get that it is phonetically identical, and again, it literally makes no difference. However, I'm an insane person, so I can't really be reasoned with here. Alright, overview out of the way, here's a summary of my year in Mineral Town. I start off by dropping in on the old farm and seeing Thomas's over-the-top, yet amazing, top hat. And then I have a flashback of my childhood days that I spent here, and then Thomas asks the question.
Well, what do you say? Would you like to give farming a try?
Nope. Alright, and... time! Woo! 126, that's sub 90! Woo! World record! World
called Simple Mode. It's where you start with more gold, you sell things for more gold, and most damning of all, you start with 18 turnips planted in the field. Have these guys even played a Story of Seasons game? Once you've grown 18 turnips, you've done basically everything there is in the game. You've beaten Harvest Moon. Story of Seasons. Why did they change the name? That's so dumb. So I start the game, and right off the bat, the spring song hits my ears, and honestly, that's all I needed for this game to be a win in my book. And even though all the songs have returned, they've added in a second song for each season, which is just a little bit of variety that I really appreciate. So I get to playing, and every Wednesday I watch Swip Swap. Even though the Funimation dub Swip Swap the names around. And while I do consider this to be more true to the original, check this. They wimped out! Adge Winery only sells grape juice. Yeah, and premium grape juice. I don't even know why they wimped out. On the back of the box, inside of the box, it still says use of alcohol. So I can't wrap my head around why they have to call this the premium stuff. Back to the TV. The shopping channel has been replaced with St. Emerald Girls Academy, which was only on when there was nothing left to buy. Dudley's phone don't even work anymore, and it took me a while to learn that the only way to get the kitchen is after you upgrade your house. Also, you need to upgrade the barns if you want cheesemakers and the like. And while I'm speaking about things I didn't know, give flowers to the Harvest Goddess every day. After 30 days, you'll unlock Van, who sells songs from previous titles. And after 75 days, Lou from A Wonderful Life shows up. Also, another note on Van, he is the only way to get a puppy. He also sells kitties, penguins, and abominations. But I was getting some good experience with all my tools, so I decided to dive into the mines. And it's here that I discovered the weirdest of all the returning features from previous games. And I discovered that save scumming isn't only allowed in these games, but encouraged, because after 3 games, they still allow it. In fact, when it comes to save scumming, the horse races is easier because the first race is always exactly the same. All on black, baby! Whew! I knew you could do it, secretary!
Because I already seen it in a previous life.
So with my modest fortune from gambling, I grabbed myself a strawberry cow and I named her Bessie. I ended up getting one of each cow later on, and honestly, I love this. It really encourages getting a flock? I know a herd is of sheep, but I know it's not a murder, that's crows. Whatever. It really encourages getting a flock of cows. Yeah, spring isn't as fun on the first year since Dudley won't sell cookies, and no kitchen means I can't cook any for Jennifer or even participate in the cooking contest. And oh man, check out my boy Von Vivian's. The fiery passion everyone shares for cooking is so strong I can almost taste it. I will admit that I don't like his steampunk attire as much as I like the gourmet's purple suit, but I'll forgive it because when he tastes something transcendent...
That was truly scrumptious. I congratulate you from the bottom of my stomach.
Anyway, near the end of spring, I had gotten Jennifer to a Purple Heart, but I can't participate in the dog festival. And not because the dog is too small, but because dogs don't exist yet. And even though they removed the wine for some reason, they still kept in cockfighting. You know, some things I wish they would get rid of is the repetitiveness. Anytime I need to switch a tool, I need to come to a complete stop. And items, I need to pull them out every time. But a huge thank you for the much bigger rucksack. Oh, and being able to stack items, that is a gift from the Harvest Goddess herself. The only other super annoying thing is when you're trading the elves, which, by the way, had their names changed to be named after foods. Now, they ask every time if you want to hear the friggin' rules. Also, you can really cheese the games. Picking the crops you can't cheat, and honestly you don't even need to. For the feeding game, simply focus on 4 chickens and you can consistently get over 60. And with the watering minigame, well, you got a phone, don't you? Anyway, I was going through summer having a great time, but then a huge storm hit. No! This is terrible! I mean, they updated this game so the animals can no longer die from a lack of food, but when the storm hit, it was Wednesday! I missed an episode of Swim Swap! The biggest money in this game came from the horse race, but it's nothing compared to the pineapple harvest. When they came in, I grabbed myself a coffee cow and a house upgrade. With the second harvest, I grabbed all them cows! And then the fireworks festival came along, and apparently Blue Heart is not enough to watch the show.
Lonely.
However, being able to see the sky in this version kind of does dull that pain. But we get to autumn and, sidebar, this is BEAUTY. beautiful. And I got a ton of seeds because of my fantastic mithril watering can. However, I missed a lot of yams because yams, they are an S-tier crop, but they never looked done. I got to the 16th and wondered, okay, what is going on? Where are my... Oh, they've been done for like a week. But we had a bunch of festivals. The sheep festival, but I didn't have an unsorn sheep, so I couldn't participate. I cheated at the horse festival. I only spent 5,000 G to get... Never mind. I think I'm gonna limit myself to 100 truffles, and I'm only gonna redeem like 50. And I'm gonna take the other 50 of them, and I'm gonna put them inside my special box. And then the Grand Ole Harvest Festival. Oh, geez, what do I only have one 2-star crop. I don't know if that'll be good enough. Well, you know, I do have this. I mean, that's gotta be good, right? I mean, I've only found one all season. So I'll be generous and I'll share that with the whole town.
If I'd had the poise to put the poison in a pot of tea,
or else a shot of gin, I would
Start? I don't feel so good.
And then winter hit, which is always just a weak time in these types of games. Hard to farm when the ground is frozen and the animals need to stay inside to stay warm. Not being able to do farm work in a farming game kinda sucks. I mean, you can spend 2 hours at a time going into the mines to get cursed tools, but that's about it. Well, there's fishing. Lots of fishing. And I don't know what else to say. Oh, there was that one quest where Lewis asks you for an item, and either you have it, or you don't. Luckily for me, I did, and when I gave him the requested item, I got a piece of golden lumber. And one thing that I really like is he said that back in the day, owning this would really anger the town people because of the over-the-top opulence. But nowadays, people don't really care anymore. What else? Well, on winter 26th, I got Jennifer to a red heart, and I picked up the blue feather. And then, on spring 2 of year 2, I did it. I got down on one knee, and I offered the feather to Karen. Yeah, no, I lost interest in Jennifer real early on. Her carefree hippie attitude wasn't enough to assuage me, but when you meet her early on and talk to her in the secret forest, she says,
I cannot for the life of me understand Mr. Carter, the priest. What a vexing man. What is it he believes in?
The Harvest Goddess! How do you not? You literally spent all day not 100 feet from her. You're talking about energies from the rocks being alive and freaking naming the lake Isabella and he's the weird one? Okay, smart guy, next you're gonna tell me how much you love Green Day. Forget you, I'm gonna go marry Karen. She's hot, she likes premium grape juice, she's great.
And, honey, I'm looking forward to spending my life together with you. Heart.
Okay then, tomorrow we start our brand new life together. But that new life starts on a Wednesday, so that means I'm watching Swip Swap!
So, that's Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. A truly superb remake. One of the best remakes I have ever played. However, I still think that the Game Boy Advance version is just a little bit stronger because simply one reason. It's portable. This is one game that is just perfect for portable. However, I mean, this is still a oh my gosh, I keep forgetting that the Switch is a handheld.
Hey guys, Heemin Gaming Station 2021 is going to be heavily focused on this franchise. All of Town Pioneers is coming out tomorrow, and with any luck, Room Factory 5 will make it to the States as well. If you liked this video, subscribe so you can check those out when I finish with them. Also, I covered Room Factory 4 a couple months back if you'd like to see that. One final thing, I'm going to be remaking my opening video in June. If you'd like your Heemin Gaming fan art to be used in that, just tweet it to me with the hashtag HeeminGamingOP.